good night wherever you are. This is probably like my 10th time trying to make this video. Just been having a lot of trouble, and you can tell like the webcam is shitty and all that. I'm using my laptop right now. It's really old, and I'll try to do better videos when I can, you know, with my other computer, because yeah, shitty production. Welcome to it. Anyways, the reason why I'm doing this video, and the reason why I haven't been doing videos for a while, is because, well, a lot of people have the same opinion as I do, and right now, so that's the reason why I haven't been making videos. I was like, what's the point? You know, a lot of people are saying the same thing, you know, and they're saying it actually in a much better way than I am. But now I kind of have the different perspective, and I hope that I would be able to project that perspective onto you, and you would actually be like, maybe he's got a point, or maybe I understand the way he thinks, or something like that. But so, that's the reason why I'm doing videos right now, and I'll be doing this, I'll be trying to do this once every week. I'll split into 4 parts. So this is like the first episode of the weekend review, and the first part is, of course, Extreme Rules. So let's get right into it. The pre-show was a WeeLC match. Don't know why it was called a WeeLC match. There was nothing hanging from the rafters. There was nothing to retrieve. If you wanted to call it something gimmicky, then what about Extreme Rules or something like that? I don't know. You know, I just retarded the way they think. But yeah, Hornswoggle or Hornwoggle versus El Torito was a great match. I really enjoyed it. I was really surprised. A lot of these matches I was surprised by, good and bad. Like this match actually was a great match. I didn't expect it to be a great match. I was like, it's gonna be a boring match or whatever, 2 minutes or 3 minutes. But they actually gave them time, like I think 10 minutes or something like that. It was a great match. I enjoyed it. The fans were into it. The midget commentary, the commentating team was actually a lot of fun. The announcer looked drunk. The ring announcer, you know, he looked, you know, drunk off his mind. He was like a horn, you know, just like, okay. He looked really out of place. Like, this offends me. Okay. Match was great. I enjoyed it. 3 3/4 stars. But it does not affect the entire pay-per-view, because I'm reviewing the pay-per-view. So if you're not going to put it in the pay-per-view, I'm not going to use it to grade the show. So if this was on the pay-per-view, then it would be getting a higher rating. So let's get right into the show. First match was a 3-way dance. RVD versus Jack Swagger versus Cesaro. Boring. I can't say anything about this match. I can't even remember any of the spots of these matches. I remember Cesaro doing the swing on Swagger and RVD just intercepting it. And I remember him getting busted. That's pretty much it. That's all I can remember. There was no reason for this match to happen. Should have happened on Raw. Mainly because of Swagger. You know, Swagger shouldn't be anywhere near Cesaro. You know, he should just be doing his own thing. I don't care. Oh, we got to end this feud. No, don't end this feud. Forget it. Nobody cares. Go away. Colter should have did a protest on this pay-per-view. Be like, oh, Swagger's not on the show. Why is that? He's a real American. You know, it should have been like that. But instead, you know, he was on the show, which I don't agree with. Then here's my problem with Swagger. I like Swagger, but here's my problem with him. He's a big guy that wrestles like a smaller guy. He's 6'6", and he wrestles like a dude who is 5'10", like a Daniel Bryan or like an Eddie Guerrero or Dean Malenko. And that's my problem with him. He should be clotheslining dude's head off, you know, like, I don't know, like just boom, you know, that's what I'd be thinking about. Not doing amateur moves, which look sloppy, you know, when he does it. Any amateur wrestling moves. Just, anyways. 2 stars, whatever. Next match, Alexander Rusiv with very hot Lana versus R-Truth and Xavier Woods. Good squash match. Could have gone shorter, but don't really care. Next match is for the Intercontinental title, Big E versus Wade Barrett. Okay, here's my problem with this match. Wade Barrett was good. Big E tries too hard. Here's my problem with Big E. Another guy I have a problem with. Big surprise. Big E tries too much to please the fans. I get it. You're a face. You got to do that. But he does crazy moves sometimes that could hurt him. Like, for example, the spear he does, through the ropes. When a guy's like standing on the apron, that could injure a guy. Save it for something important. Like when you're facing some, a huge team like the Shield or the Wyatts, something huge. Don't be killing yourself for nothing. And I think that what should have happened here, Big E should have won, because it would have meant more for Big E. Wade Barrett doesn't need the Intercontinental title. Fine, have Wade Barrett, have Big E win by DQ. Then Wade Barrett would just, wail on Big E with a chair and stuff like that, and then, he would progress and he would go for something else. He doesn't need the Intercontinental title. But he has the Intercontinental title now, and here's hoping that WWE actually does something with him. Next match. Yeah, the match I'd give it 2.5 stars. Next match, Shield versus Evolution. Match of the night. Can't really say anything about it that anybody else hasn't said. But here's my problem. Shield can have a great match with anybody. Nothing, nothing against Evolution. Triple H was actually at one time was my favorite wrestler, but rest hold after rest hold after rest hold. This match could have been awesome. Could have been 5 stars, easy. But they kept slowing the match down. They kept slowing the match down. They kept slowing the match down. But Shield, they can have a great match with anybody. Because this is the greatest team that I've ever seen. Ever. You got a high flyer. You got a great character, and you've got a powerhouse. What more do you want out of wrestling? You've got a trifecta of pure wrestling in one team. You're bound to have a great match. Shield never had a bad match. That's basically it. So yeah, 4.25 stars. Next match, it wasn't for anything. It was actually for Cena's heel turn, I think, or something. John Cena versus Bray Wyatt inside a steel cage. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This match was, as a wrestling match, it stunk. It was horrible. But as a storyline, I enjoyed it. Now here's why. The Wyatt family really are a really great team. They've got a great personality. They have a way of, just bringing a storyline, making a storyline actually interesting. And they can make any match great, no matter what it is. They can be a few boring moments, but to me it's not boring. It's actually methodical. It reminds me a lot of the old matches, like Bruiser Brody, because really Eric Rowan reminds me a lot of Bruiser Brody, and Bray Wyatt reminds me a lot of like old school Harley Race, and Luke Harper is just he's just a badass. He's not that, he's not on the same level, but I think he is a good accessory for the Wyatt family. I do think that he does have a place in that. So they are a great team, and they did have then Bray Wyatt and John Cena had a great storyline match, but as a wrestling match, yeah, it wasn't that good. And then you got to understand why the cage was there, and it actually played a bit into the storyline, but into the match, they didn't. There wasn't anything important in the match. Though the ending was great, and that's basically why I'm giving it 3.5 stars, because the ending was great, the storyline was great, pretty much it. Next match. For the Divas title, Paige versus Tamina. I wanted to enjoy this match. I really, really did. I really wanted to get behind Paige. I really wanted to get behind Tamina, but they didn't give me a reason to, you know, because I feel like Tamina is the kind of person that calls a move and calls a move and calls a move and just doesn't listen to the fans. Because I've noticed that in her matches. She'd be doing something and another thing and another thing, and she just doesn't know how to do them, you know. She'd be like, okay, here are the bullet points, but I'm not going to do them in order. I'm going to do whatever feels right, rather than listening to the fans and doing what you think would make the fans, you know, actually cheer for you or boo you, you know. Plus, Tamina didn't act heelish in this match. She should be a heel, but she didn't act heelish. Where are the chokes? Where are the hair pulls? Where are all of that? And Paige, I don't know. She's not a good baby face. The reason why she got over in NXT was because she didn't care. She was that great. I wouldn't even call her a diva. I would call her like a hot chick that it just doesn't care about anybody. But you can't help but love her. You know, that's her character. Not like a girl that cries a lot and just, you know, doesn't. She does look like a diva now more than ever. But whatever. Now, next match. Here's hoping that Natalya wrestles her in the next pay-per-view. Maybe she'll pull off a great match with her. And the final match is the main event. Now, when this was announced, I was like, no, this is going to be a horrible match. I really don't care about this match. Then the match happened, and it was great. It was probably Kane's best match since God knows how long. Maybe, well, he did have great matches with Daniel Bryan, but in tag team forms, but not in singles competition. You know, he hasn't had great matches on singles competition since facing Edge, I think, on SmackDown. You know, on that New Year's SmackDown back in 2011. You know, I remember that match, that last man standing match. That was his last great match. After that, nothing important. Yeah, give this match 4 stars. Really, really good. I really, really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed the show as well. Give the show 8.0. And this is like the 4th pay-per-view that WWE has produced. That is getting, you know, that is better and better. They're really doing well. So here's hoping that Payback actually delivers. And if it's like last year's, then probably will. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, my next video is probably going to be me reviewing Raw, which was an interesting show. So stick around. Be right back.